Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience, start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer upgraded to this bike hoping for better hill climbing and improved rear suspension compared to their old hardtail trail bike. While it's not the absolute best for extremely rough terrain, it handles gravel and slightly bumpy dirt paths perfectly well. One notable drawback is the absence of a chain guard. For a bike marketed for off-road use, our reviewer feels it definitely needs one to prevent the chain from derailing. They experienced this firsthand when the chain popped off after hitting a medium-sized rock. While it's easy to put back on, a guard is essential. They mentioned the possibility of having one installed at a bike shop, but in the meantime they were able to do it manually. Another issue is a squeaky front brake. At low speeds it makes a loud, almost elephant-like noise, though this doesn't happen when braking at higher speeds. Furthermore, the acceleration is quite quick, which some might find a bit jarring. The control panel layout could also be improved, as the pedal assist system buttons are spaced far apart. Finally, powering it on is weirdly difficult. They haven't quite figured out the correct button sequence and it takes multiple tries to get it started. On the bright side, the battery life is truly impressive. Our client rode 30 miles on pedal assist system 2 or 3 with a mix of uphill and downhill sections, and the battery only dropped by about 1/5. They are confident that running out of power will never be an issue. The handlebars are very comfortable and adjustable, providing good wrist support. The reviewer says the bike excels at long-distance cruising, offering a very comfortable ride and the ability to maintain a steady speed easily. Hills are also no problem for this bike. The reviewer has no problem riding uphill.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer wanted to share their experience with this electric bike, and overall it's been a really positive one. The performance is definitely something they're happy with. They specifically chose the dual battery version, hoping for extended range, and it's delivered. Our reviewer has managed to cruise for over 35 miles using only the throttle, which is pretty impressive. Speed-wise, it rivals those higher-end models out there, but at a much better price point, which is a major win. Of course, with all that power and those 2 batteries, this bike isn't exactly lightweight, but that's a trade-off our reviewer was expecting. The suspension feels really sturdy, making for a comfortable and smooth ride. Beyond the bike itself, this client also had really great customer service. There were some hiccups with the delivery, thanks to the courier, but the company stepped up and made sure everything was sorted out. Plus, they were super responsive to any questions, which always makes a big difference. There were a few things this reviewer wanted to clarify for potential buyers based on their own questions before purchasing. First, each battery needs to be charged separately, as there isn't a single charging port for both. Also, the dual battery version only comes with 1 charger. Ideally, it would be great if they included 2 chargers so you could charge both batteries simultaneously. One more thing to note is that the dual battery model doesn't include the front basket that you might see in some of the promotional images. Those are of a modified bike. Finally, while you can run the dual battery version on just 1 battery, it's not recommended because the more powerful motor will wear it out faster.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer is quite pleased with their recent purchase. Having previously bought a similar model from the same company, they decided to get back into biking after a long hiatus. As they describe themselves being a bit older, the electric motor assistance is a game changer, allowing them to cover much greater distances than they could previously manage. Our reviewer did mention encountering a slight hiccup with this scooter initially. However, they were quick to praise the company's customer support, who, despite the time difference presenting a minor challenge, managed to resolve the issue and get them back on the road in short time. It sounds like a little patience might be required when seeking assistance, especially for those on the East Coast, but the end result was positive. Overall, this client is very happy with their decision to invest in this electric scooter, especially for those who want to get back into biking or extend their range. It seems like a great option for anyone looking for a little extra help on their rides.
And that's it. If this video helped, hit like and subscribe for more. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching.